I should have known something was wrong when my mother actually remembered my birthday for the first time in 5 years. My name is Victoria Hayes, I'm 42, and up until 3 months ago, I thought I had my life together. Successful marketing director, beautiful condo in downtown Chicago, and a rescue golden retriever named Maple who looks at me like I hung the moon. What I didn't have: a relationship with my mother that didn't leave me reaching for wine and therapy appointments. But when she called me 2 weeks before my birthday, voice dripping with sweetness I hadn't heard since I was 8, I fell for it. Victoria, darling, I want to take you out for your birthday. Somewhere nice. The whole family will be there. The whole family. That should have been red flag number one. My younger sister Emma, the perpetual victim who somehow always needed money despite her husband making six figures. My brother Marcus, who hadn't spoken to me since I refused to invest in his fifth failed business venture. And of course, my mother's new boyfriend Richard, who was 20 years younger than her and looked at our family gatherings like he was studying zoo animals. But loneliness does strange things to your judgment. My ex-husband had just remarried his 25-year-old assistant. My best friend had moved to Seattle, and Maple, bless her heart, could only provide so much conversation. So I said yes. The restaurant she chose was Blackstone's Steakhouse, the kind of place where appetizers cost more than most people's grocery bills. When I walked in wearing my best black dress and the diamond earrings I'd bought myself for my 40th, I actually felt hopeful. That hope died the moment I saw the table. It wasn't just family, there were at least 15 people there. My mother's book club friends, her hairdresser, some cousin I'd met once at a funeral. Even her personal trainer was there, already 3 martinis deep. Surprise! My mother called out, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. It never did. I sat down, Maple's photo on my phone screen giving me strength, and ordered a glass of wine. Just one, I promised myself. Keep it together. The dinner started normally enough. Small talk, fake laughs, everyone ordering like money grew on trees. Lobster, filet mignon, bottles of wine that cost more than my car payment. I stuck to the salmon, sensing something in the air like electricity before a storm. Then came the toast. My mother stood, champagne glass raised, and I thought maybe, just maybe, she'd say something kind. To Victoria she began, and the table quieted. 42 years old today. Still single, still childless, still trying to prove she's better than the rest of us with her fancy job and her expensive clothes. Nervous laughter rippled through the group. You know, she continued, when I was 42, I had 3 teenagers, a mortgage and a husband who actually stayed. But Victoria here, she's always been special. Too special for normal things like family and responsibility. Mom, Emma whispered, but she was smiling behind her hand. What? I'm just saying what everyone thinks. We all make sacrifices for family. Everyone except Victoria. She's always been the burden we just learned to carry. The word hung in the air like a slap. Burden. I sat there, frozen, as she continued her speech about how I'd abandoned the family by going to college out of state, how I'd chosen career over children, how I'd divorced a perfectly good man just because I wasn't happy. The waiter approached as she finished, and that's when I realized what was happening. He walked straight to me with the check. Your mother said you'd be taking care of this, Miss Hayes. Happy birthday. I looked at the leather folder in my hands, my fingers trembling as I opened it. $3,847.62. The entire table, looking at me, waiting, the numbers swam before my eyes. Almost $4,000. That was more than my mortgage, more than I had in my checking account after paying for Maple's surgery last month. Is there a problem? Richard asked, his voice carrying that smugness I'd grown to hate. Victoria makes good money. She's always bragging about her bonuses. I hadn't bragged. I'd mentioned one time that I'd gotten a promotion, trying to share good news with what I thought was my family. My voice cracked. The room started spinning. Oh, don't be dramatic, my mother sighed. This is what families do. We support each other, though you wouldn't know much about that, would you? That's when I felt it. The wet warmth spreading across my lap. My water glass had tipped, soaking through my dress, but I hadn't even noticed myself knocking it over. My hands were shaking that badly. Classic Victoria, Marcus muttered. Can't handle anything without making it about her. I stood up, water dripping down my legs, the check still clutched in my hand. "Excuse me," I managed and fled to the bathroom. In the stall, I pulled out my phone and checked my bank account. $2,100 in checking. Credit cards nearly maxed from Maple's emergency surgery when she ate something toxic at the dog park. My savings depleted from the divorce. I could hear them laughing from the dining room. Laughing at me. That's when I saw the text from an unknown number. "Check your email now, happy birthday, V." I almost ignored it thinking it was spam, but something made me look. The subject line made my blood run cold. Investment account statement, Matthews Trust, beneficiary. Victoria Hayes Matthews. My grandmother's maiden name. My hands trembled as I opened it. $847,000. I read it 3 times before it sank in. My paternal grandmother, who died when I was 10, had left me money. Money my parents had hidden from me for 32 years. I sat on that bathroom floor for 10 minutes, piecing it together. Every time I'd struggled. Every college loan I'd taken out while my siblings got their education paid for. Every time I'd been told there was no money to help me, but watched my mother buy designer bags and take European vacations. They knew. They'd always known. The door burst open. "Emma, Mom says, get back out here and stop being selfish. It's embarrassing." I looked up at her from the floor, mascara probably running, dress soaked, holding my phone with evidence of the biggest betrayal of my life. "Emma, did you know about Grandma's money?" Her face went white. "I don't know what you're talking about. Don't lie to me, not now." She looked away. "It was for your own good. Mom said you'd waste it, that you weren't responsible enough." I wasn't responsible enough. I stood up, fury replacing shock. I'm the only one in this family with a steady job. The only one who's never declared bankruptcy or been arrested or had to beg Mom for rent money. "You were always Dad's favorite," she spat. "That money should have been split between all of us. But no, Grandma had to give it all to perfect Victoria. So yeah, Mom kept it from you. And she used it for the family. For people who actually needed it. Used it, they'd stolen my inheritance and spent it." I pushed past her and walked back to the table, soaking wet, makeup destroyed, but standing taller than I had in years. "I know about the money," I announced to the silent table. My mother's face went from smug to terrified in seconds. "I don't know what you think you know. $847,000. Mother, from Grandma Matthews. Money you've been stealing from me for 3 decades. Gasps around the table. The book club ladies leaned in, sensing drama better than any reality show. "That money was for the family," she said, recovering quickly. "For your brother's businesses, your sister's children's education. My money, my inheritance, that you stole." I turned to the waiter, who looked like he wanted to disappear into the floor. "Split the check 15 ways," I said calmly. "Everyone pays for themselves." "You can't do that." Richard stood up, face red. "Your mother already told them." "My mother is a thief and a liar," I said loud enough for the entire restaurant to hear. "And if anyone has a problem with paying for their own food, they can take it up with her." I pulled out my phone and dialed a number I'd saved but never used. My college roommate, who'd become a forensic accountant. "Jennifer, it's Victoria. I need your help. I want to hire you. Tonight." I walked out of that restaurant, leaving chaos behind me. My phone exploded with texts and calls, but I ignored them all. Instead, I drove straight home to Maple, who greeted me like I'd been gone for years instead of hours. "We're going to be okay, girl," I told her, burying my face in her golden fur. "We're going to be more than okay." Jennifer arrived at my condo at midnight with her laptop and a box of wine. "Tell me everything," she said. By 3 a.m., we'd uncovered it all. Bank statements, forged signatures, a trust that should have been mine at 25 but had been systematically drained through fraudulent transfers. My mother had given herself power of attorney using documents she'd had me sign when I was 18, telling me they were for college financial aid. "This is criminal, Vic. Like federal prison criminal." I stared at the evidence spread across my dining room table. 32 years of lies documented in black and white. She bought Marcus 3 failed businesses with my money. Paid for Emma's house, her kids' private schools, her husband's gambling debts. Even Richard's Porsche was bought with my inheritance. Maple whined and put her head on my lap, sensing my distress. That's when my phone rang. A number I didn't recognize. "Victoria." This is Margaret from the restaurant. Your mother had a heart attack. She's at Northwestern Memorial. The room went cold. She's stable. But she's asking for you. Jennifer looked at me. You don't have to go. But I did. Not for her. For me. The hospital at 4 a.m. was eerily quiet. I found my family in the waiting room, all of them looking at me like I was the villain in this story. Happy now? Marcus snarled. You gave her a heart attack. The truth gave her a heart attack, I replied. A doctor emerged. She's asking for Victoria, alone. My mother looked small in the hospital bed, but her eyes were sharp as ever. Come to gloat, she whispered. Come to ask why. She was quiet for a long moment. Your father left me with nothing when he died. Nothing but debt, and 3 kids. Then I found out about your grandmother's will. All that money, just for you. The pretty one. The smart one. The one who looked just like him. So you stole it. I survived. I kept this family together. You kept this family dependent on you. There's a difference. She turned away. What are you going to do? I'm going to get my money back. Every penny. And then I'm going to disappear from your life forever. You wouldn't dare. I'm your mother. No, I said, standing to leave. You're just someone who gave birth to me. There's a difference. The next morning, while my mother was still in the hospital, I made 3 phone calls. First, to a lawyer specializing in inheritance fraud. Second, to a realtor about selling my condo. Third, to my boss, giving my 2 weeks' notice. The lawsuit was filed within a week. The forensic accounting Jennifer had done was bulletproof. My siblings tried to claim ignorance, but text messages and emails proved they'd known all along. The funny thing about family theft is that it's still theft. The FBI got involved when we uncovered interstate wire fraud. Suddenly everyone wanted to make a deal. I got most of my money back. Not all of it. Some had been spent beyond recovery. But enough. More than enough. My mother recovered from her heart attack, only to face federal charges. She got probation and restitution payments she'll be making for the rest of her life. Richard disappeared the moment the money did. Emma's husband divorced her when he learned about her involvement. Marcus fled to Mexico. I didn't stick around to watch it all fall apart. Maple and I moved to Colorado. I bought a little house with a big yard in the mountains. I started consulting, working when I wanted, hiking when I didn't. I even started dating again. A veterinarian who treats Maple like royalty, and has never once called me a burden. But the birthday dinner wasn't the end of the story. 6 months after I left Chicago, I got a call. My mother had had another heart attack. This one she wouldn't recover from. Emma called, crying. She wants to see you. Please, Victoria, she's dying. I thought about it for exactly 3 seconds. No, you're heartless. I'm free, I corrected. There's a difference. My mother died 2 days later. I didn't go to the funeral. Instead, Maple and I went hiking. At the summit, I scattered a photo from my 8th birthday, the last time I remembered her looking at me with love, and let the wind take it. That night, I found a letter in my mailbox. No postmark, no return address. It was from her. She must have written it weeks before, knowing the end was coming. Victoria, I know you'll never forgive me. I wouldn't forgive me either. But I need you to know that calling you a burden was the only lie I told that night. Everything else, the theft, the manipulation, the cruelty, that was true. But you were never a burden. You were the only one of my children who didn't need me, and I hated you for it. Mother, I burned the letter in my fire pit that night. Maple by my side, stars overhead. She was wrong about one thing. I did forgive her, not for her, for me. Because carrying hatred is the real burden, and I was done carrying things that weren't mine to carry. It's been 3 years since that birthday dinner. I'm 45 now, and for the first time in my life, I celebrate my birthdays. Small dinners with real friends. A dog-friendly restaurant where Maple gets her own special meal. No family, no drama, no checks I didn't order. Sometimes I get messages from Emma or Marcus. They need money, of course. I delete them unread. The inheritance I recovered, most of it is invested, but I did use some to start a foundation, one that helps young adults who've been financially abused by their families. We've helped dozens of kids escape situations like mine. Because here's what I learned. Family isn't about blood, it's about who shows up for you without a bill attached. My mother was right about one thing that night. I am special, too special to waste my life, trying to earn love from people who only saw me as a bank account. And if that makes me a burden, well, I'm a burden who pays her own way now. All $847,000 of it. To everyone listening to this story, how many of you have been handed a bill, literally or figuratively, for a love that should have been free? Drop a comment below. Let's talk about it. And remember, the only person you're obligated to save is yourself. Maple agrees. Don't you, girl? Yeah, she knows what's up.